Welcome, folks, one and all, to Let's Play Ultima VIII Pagan, a game released in 1994 for the PC. Pagan was developed and published by Origin Systems and is a role-playing game with heavy action elements and platforming, the first Ultima game to involve platforming. Boy, am I looking forward to that platforming. Ultima VIII Pagan is also the first game in the Ultima series to receive an M rating, for it has some rather mature themes in it. There was an expansion released, a speech pack, and the Gold Edition that I'm playing here has that speech pack included. Another expansion that they were planning, the Lost Veil, was never released. In fact, quite a lot of things for Ultima VIII were never released. Serpent Isle had a few things cut from it. They wanted to do things quite differently, and it didn't work out, mainly due to time constraints that were imposed upon them by Electronic Arts. Ultima VIII Pagan has a lot of things cut from it, mainly due to time constraints imposed on them by Electronic Arts. Bugs, plot holes, whole quest lines that don't work, and inaccessible areas are all features in Ultima VIII Pagan. But I'm going to be giving this game a fair chance to impress me. When I first played this game as part of the Ultima collection, I wasn't very impressed with it because I just played some of Ultima VII and Serpent Isle, and I really preferred those games as opposed to this one. I'll explain why as we go along, but I'm going to give this game a fair shot, as I said. It may impress me. Then again, it also may not impress me. We're going to give thy name, and since in Ultima VII and Ultima VII Part 2, the avatar was called Kikoskia, we shall continue this trend. This avatar will also be Kikoskia, and pressing return will bring us to the world of Pagan. But first, a brief summary, for those that may have forgotten what happened before. The Avatar had just restored balance and was floating around in the void after saving the world, when the Guardian clutched him from the void and brought him here to Pagan, a place where nobody knows of the Avatar. He's put him here, I presume, so that the Guardian can try and conquer both Britannia and Earth while he's not there. Because, as we know from Ultima VII, the ending of it anyway, the Avatar is currently trapped, with no way to get back to Earth. Remember that, as we go into the game itself. Rise and shine! Hello there. We have the same conversation method that we did in Ultima VII and VII Part 2. We can select things to say. We only really have who are you and goodbye right now. We need as much information as we can get before we progress. Who are you? I'm Devin, my strange friend, and I'm glad to see you are feeling better, Kikoskia. How does he know our name? Good question. How do you know my name? I'm sorry, I did not mean to pry, but when I found you, I knew not who you were. I'm afraid I read through your logbook and discovered your name. Well, it's a good thing that survived. Not many things that we had before have survived. Please forgive me. No problem, we forgive you. Where am I? Why, on the shore, friend. Safe now and thankfully alive. What happened to me? I'm unsure, my friend. All I know is that I found your waterlogged body in the depths of Lurker's domain. What happened before remains a mystery. I pulled in my nets and within one I discovered you. We're very fortunate to be alive. The Lurker's domain? Aye, 'tis what we sometimes call the sea. You were drowning in it, my friend. A fate twice bad, to be certain. We might be doing a lot of drowning in this game. Twice bad? Aye. Not only would it have meant death for you, but then you would have been doomed to walk the ocean floor, unable to fulfill the pact with Lithos. Who is Lithos, Devin? Oh, you're about to find out a lot of things. What pact? Ages ago, our people forged a covenant with Lithos. If he would still the shaking earth, we would command to him our dead at the time of their passing. This sounds rather suspect. Who is Lithos? We call him the Mountain King. He rules the grass, the stones, the hills, all that we walk upon. He also rules death. What is the Lurker? The Lurker. That is our name for Hydros, Titan of Water. She is a crafty and treacherous one, always ready to pull unwilling victims to their deaths at the depths of the sea, much like what nearly happened to you. So there are titans, and by the sounds of it, elemental titans at that. Commend to him? Through the necromancers, Lithos takes the dead to serve him for the remainder of their existence. So there are necromancers as well. Who are the necromancers? I'm amazed at how little you know, friend. The necromancers are the keepers of the cemetery. They have the rather distasteful duty of burying the dead, thus honoring the pact and sending the dead to Lithos. Goodbye. Farewell, friend Kikoskia, and good luck. You are welcome to stay with me for as long as you need. My food and provisions are yours until you wish to head to the city. And be careful in your travels, for I fear you will encounter much violence. Oh, you don't know the half of it. I can already see a crowd gathering there on the docks. That can only mean trouble. Now we have control of the Avatar, the hero of Britannia. And currently, if we left-click ourselves here, double left-click, we are armed with absolutely nothing. Barely any of our magical equipment survived the fall into the seas around this island. What's in our backpack, though? Absolutely nothing. Nothing survived the drop into the sea. This is our health and magic bar. If we click this, I don't know if we click it left or right. We have to drag it, I think, and we just walked into a fire there. There we go. You can see our health has lowered a little bit there. You can also see that we take damage by walking into a fire on the floor. Make a note of that. We have Strength 15, Intelligence 15, Dexterity 15, Armor of 0, 24 hit points now as opposed to 30. That small brush with the flames took off a lot of our health. 30 mana and 1 weight. When we get over encumbered, we won't be able to pick up anything else. Let's get rid of this, shall we? By double clicking. How do we move? This arrow here indicates where we will move and how fast we will move. If we hold down the right mouse button, we will move. This is the normal walking speed. If we put the arrow close to us, we'll tiptoe around. And if we take the arrow a long way from us, we will run. Into the fire, of course. There we go. That is running. If we want to go back, however, there are things we want. If we want to get anything, we just hold it with the left mouse button and drag it onto us. There's no YOLO here to steal items for us. We have to do all of the stealing ourselves. This is a bedroll. The bedroll will be very important later. We also want all of this fish that's here, so let's go and grab that. And be very careful of that water. Remember that Devin said that we were drowning? He wasn't kidding either. We're a little too far away to grab that one. Let's go and get this fish, shall we? And then we're going to save, because I'm going to show you what happens if you go into that water. It is time to save on entry 2. Let's just call this LP1, shall we? The game is saving.
At this very moment, Britannia burns.
Are you sure that's true? I don't know how true that is, Guardian, but thanks for letting me know. Now, what if we wanted, for instance, to go just foray a bit into the sea and see if any of our equipment has survived? Let's go have a look, shall we? You can see that there is a small splash there. That is warning us that we're getting very close to water. Why? Because the Avatar can't swim. We are dead. If we fall into water, the Avatar dies. I can imagine Devin is rather disappointed that we just threw ourselves back into the water. Here lies the Avatar. Rest in peace. I don't know how anybody knew that we were the Avatar so they could put that on the gravestone, but we are dead. All we can do now is press escape and read our diary and go back to where we were before.
At this very moment, Britannia burns.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. We'll find out when we get back, because we need to get back to Britannia. We definitely need to make sure that everything isn't on fire. Let's have a look at the options, shall we? We don't have many. We can turn on or off the music, on or off the sound effects, on or off the avatar's steps, and on or off the animations. That's pretty much it. We don't want to do any of that, so let's show off another aspect of the game: jumping. If we press the left and right mouse buttons at the same time, we'll jump. If we do it while the arrow is close, we will jump where we are. If it's a little further away, we'll jump there. If it's a long way away, we will jump a long way from a stationary point. That is quite an impressive jump you've got there, Avatar. For now, we want to do some exploring, because we are quite unarmed and unarmored. We can't deal with any foes if we don't have any equipment, and so on we go! Not the way that we were suggested that we should go, which is this way, but the other way, avoiding that fire. You'll notice that our health has very slowly been, regenerating. We now have 26 health. It does regenerate quite quickly. So we're going to go this way, and have a little bit of a walk along the beach. That said, I don't see any sand here. It's just rock and water of doom. This way we go, ignoring everything that we see. Like these small spiders. The first time we're going to have combat! And by combat, I mean that we just step on them and they die. Note that while it looks like we're wearing armor, we're not even wearing shoes. We just stepped on those spiders with our bare feet and crushed them. The Avatar surely is a mighty warrior. Let's keep going, shall we? We have a lot of ground to cover before we find one of the secrets in this area. I don't know very much about the game. I've never completed Ultima VIII, but I do remember this. Just sticking close to the water here, because what we need to do is we need to go all the way over here until we come across a wall. This wall. You'll notice here, if we left-click things once, we'll see a description of them. This is an unfortunate skeleton. Unfortunate because the person is dead, but on their corpse is an item that we may want. A fire gem, I believe. Yep, we want that, so we'll just take it. Thank you very much for giving me that fire gem. By the way, if you, just right-click once, you will turn in the direction that the arrow is facing. Quite handy. We're now going to go over here, because if you look carefully, there is a jewelry box here. We can't move it yet. Let's get a little bit closer. Now we're going to move it, and in here are some items that we may want. There is a key. We'll take that key. There is also a pair of potions, one red and one yellow. We'll have both of them, and we'll leave that jewelry box there. You can see that the jewelry box has a definite black border to it, and that is an artistic choice that they went with Ultima VIII that I don't think looks very good. While certain things do look better in this game than they did in Ultima VII, the characters in general have a sort of blurriness about them that I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's go. We need to go over to those docks, I think. You may be wondering, when do we pick up other people in our party? The answer is, we won't. This is a solo adventure, the Avatar trying to get off Pagan. There will be no people that will join us in our quest. At all. So, we need to make sure we're as prepared as we'll ever be to take on anyone, and we need to be very careful of that death water. Pretty sure that small body of water is something the Avatar can drown in, and to be honest, I don't want to find out. And no, we can't use that boat to row away from Pagan. It's not going to work very well for us. If we go up here, we will find the commotion, the docks. There are 2 barrels though, and as you know, we need to look in every barrel that we find. There's a bottle here, we'll have that. There's also a jewelry box that contains our first weapon, a dagger. By dragging that onto us, we equip the dagger. There's also a keyring. This keyring is going to be very useful indeed. We want this keyring. We also want to put the key that we found on the keyring. We double left click it, and then we click it onto the keyring. I think we do anyway. Oh, nope, that's actually opened that. Somehow we're going to figure out how to do this. Or, there we go. Eventually we figured it out. Do you remember how messy the backpack got in Ultima 7 and 7 Part 2? It's only going to get worse in this game, as we have nobody else to share our equipment with. Now that we've successfully equipped that key to that keyring, it's time to look in this barrel. Very carefully. Watch out for that death water, Avatar. Here is a scroll. I don't know if it's a magical scroll, but we'll certainly read it. Most Honourable Lady Mordia, I have heard that the Skull of Quakes has been removed from the upper catacombs. I had believed that it would be safe within the catacombs, for it is the only place it is used. Pray tell me, my lady, what do you suggest I do about this situation? I have heard rumours that it presently may be within the shrine, but I have grave doubts about it. I await your swift answer, and am assured of your graciousness in this matter. Lieutenant VIII. We're going to be meeting Lieutenant VIII eventually. For now, let's just grab that and ignore all of these mushrooms. We don't need them, but you know what we do need? We need plot. Let's go up here and get some plot, shall we? The plot is down here, with an assortment of characters that we will get to know over the many adventures we do. Tauren, you have been accused of blasphemy against Our Lady Mordia and sentenced to death by beheading. Do you have any final words? Does he? I shall die as I have lived, with honor. When I face Lithos, he will not find me wanting. A man of honor would not have insulted his lady with seditious rumors, knave. I fear that Lithos will not find you at all, for your grave shall be a watery one. A lurker is not kind to the one she acquires. Oh. That's not good from what we've heard. This is forbidden, lady. The ritual of interment is sacred. Do not question my decisions, Tana. I am sure that Lithos would not want this one's worthless spirit in his domain. No! Back, woman. Perform your task, executioner. No, my husband. And she cries. Stand aside, let Lady Mordia pass. And everyone else as well. Including the executioner. So long! Halt! I have never seen you before, stranger. Identify yourself and your business in Tenebrae. What just happened here? The execution is none of your business. Just be glad that a treasonous, despicable criminal has been properly punished. Now answer the question. I go by Kikoskia. Well met, Kikoskia. And where do you hail from? Why, a place far away, of course. No reason to lie. A place far away. Another island. I admit your clothing is unusual, but I was not aware there were other cities. Well, I suggest you quickly learn the laws and customs of this city. What is your business in the city? We have 4 options. I do not know. To return home, to leave this place, or to make money. Money is not gold coins in this game, but you can earn it. We want to return home. To return home. Then what in milady's name are you doing wandering around here? I suggest you quickly find your way. You may go about your business. Please move along and do not disturb the widow until after I have escorted her from the docks. We could go and talk to her. I think we're going to go and talk to her. Hello, how are you? You're not very happy. I'm not surprised. Excuse me. My husband. Oh, my husband, what shall I do? What shall become of me? Oh, no, no, no! There's nothing we can actually say to her. Is there anything on your person? We can't actually check. But that is how the game starts. It starts with an execution. That sets the tone for the whole game. This is going to be a grim and dark adventure, and one that hopefully the Avatar will be able to complete, armed as he is with a dagger, and pretty much nothing else. I'm sure we'll find more equipment as we go along, eh? And when we come back, folks, we'll begin to explore the city of Tenebrae. Hopefully somebody there will be able to help us find our way home. Imagine going, "Excuse me, do you know how I can get back to Britannia?" And somebody goes, "Oh yes, certainly. Just turn a left and you'll see a black rock gate there that will take you straight back to Britannia." Really? No. Oh. Welcome to Pagan. You're going to be here forever. Not if I have anything to say about it. Good thing you're a silent protagonist then. What? Nothing. Nothing. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. If you just look at this bridge here, notice that the edges of the bridge at the bottom have a skull motif on them. If that doesn't tip you off that there's something wrong in Tenebrae, nothing will. There's not much of a view out there, Avatar. And it's also very dark. Almost like there's an eternal twilight on the world. And did you walk all the way over there, guard? You did! Just guarding that corner, are you? You see, they don't... I was about to say that they don't drown. I was clearly wrong. Goodbye, guard. I hope you weren't an important NPC. Because if you don't reappear, there may be some problems. Look, just don't walk into the water yourself. You'll drown. That was a warning given by the Avatar to her. I'm sure she'll heed it. I'm sure the Avatar will heed it after seeing that. That was something else. I think that sets the tone for Ultima 8 quite well, don't you? I think it does. So I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.